Welcome everybody to episode 21 of the Take Aim Gamescast. I'm your host, Scott Mills, the Microsoft/PC expert. And on my left, I've got Brett Wolf, the PlayStation expert.
Hey, yo, what up, though?
And on my right, I've got the Nintendo expert. He also says he's a master of a little bit of everything.
A master?
The master of a little bit of everything. Expert master.
I guess it's the same thing.
Expert of everything.
Expert of
Mr.
a
Know-It-All.
little bit of everything.
Mr. Know-It-All.
Mr. Know-It-All, Eric King.
How you guys doing? We also got Rocky here. Scott didn't introduce
Oh
him for
yeah,
some
and
reason.
we've got Rocky who always provides the comic relief for us. So,
He's ready to go.
yep. So today we don't have the usual news segment with Eric King, but we do have plenty of news to discuss. So I'll just go over that. I'll be the temporary backup newsman, so hopefully I can do as good of a job at the news as Eric does.
And what else are we talking about after the news?
Well, we've got...
What's on the docket today, Scott?
We've got OpenCritic scores that came out for 2 games that we drafted, came out this week. So we want to talk about that. Mortal Kombat 11 and Days Gone. Brett's got a new streaming service, a new streaming segment that he's gonna be debuting tomorrow. That's Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about this. I don't even know what it is yet.
Alright, so,
Are we going into it right now?
yeah, let's go into it right now
Sure,
really
yeah.
quick, just take some housekeeping. So Scott has done really well with his nostalgia hour as Scott, and I've kind of enjoyed looking at that. So it's kind of like one-off games you do,
Mhm,
one time, and just kind of get an audience a taste of what those games
Mhm.
are. So I'm gonna do something similar. I don't have a title yet. It's all kind of like being developed as we speak in my brain.
I like Jared's idea, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna finalize the details.
Dip
No,
with-
spoil
Yeah, don't
it,
spoil it. We'll wait.
Oh,
So the plan for that is going to be once a week, every Sunday. I'll be providing an hour video of any, probably just my own take on a game that I play that week. It's going to rotate every week, so it'll be a new game every week that I play. If I don't have a game, I'll go buy one or rent one just to be able to show you guys the different games and have myself talk about it. 'Cause I know you guys all enjoy what I have to say about video games. So,
So are they going to be mostly new release?
new releases?
Newly released
Oh, it could
games?
be. It could be
That's
or
what I'm
games out of my library that I haven't really talked about before. But they're pretty much going to be me playing the game and just kind of talking over, explaining what it is, and just having some more like a fireside chat basically, where I just sit with me for an hour and we'll play through the game and I'll give my impressions on it and hopefully interact with you guys. So I'm getting away from Let's Plays.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think it's cool just to see a variety of games that
Right.
people can look at and they can say, "Oh, Rocky's got a sock."
Oh, like I'm sitting on it.
Somewhere.
Yeah, so like I want to be able to provide a variety of games, and
Yeah.
the Let's Plays get tough because
Mhm.
they're not. I'm not very good at doing like walkthroughs and stuff. I know that's what a lot of people
Yeah.
want from like Let's Plays,
Mhm.
and so I just want to focus on just. I won't get bored of them. I just want to be able to provide different games like you are. So we're kind of going back to more like maybe more PC games
Like
or older
really old
games.
Yeah.
And I just want to provide maybe newer games or games that really fit my style.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. They should be posted every Sunday night, and I'll be recording them probably Sunday mornings. When I get an official time of when I want to record them, I will let you guys know on Twitter,
Cool.
on the Take Aim Games Twitter page. So
Sounds awesome.
I'm gonna keep it consistent, just like how yours, Scott, is
Yeah.
every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm gonna keep mine consistent on Sunday because Sunday is the
Mhm.
day I have the most time to be able
Yeah.
to do it. So that's that. But tune in Sunday, and it's gonna be on my Twitch channel at @Dipliscarrot.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been waiting for some good stream
Man,
options.
we have one more person that's kind of been
And,
left
uh,
out.
Well, we know that Rage 2
We
is
got Rage
coming
2
out
coming up.
in May 14th, which is in 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Wednesday. So you're getting that day one, right, Eric?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
I
do you
think
have
it's,
like a set schedule that you're gonna be streaming that? Do you want to stream the whole game from beginning to end? Or?
I don't really have a set schedule because I kind of want to see how much I get into the game once it comes out
Mhm.
and see like I'm trying to play like every night.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Eric has a pretty much like a set thing where like he'll get obsessed with a game and do like 3 streams in a row, and then you don't hear from him for about 5 months. So it's look at Ori and the Blind Forest.
Maybe we'll bring over all the Ori and the Blind Forest episode 3 viewers because we had quite a bit there for
That's right.
for any of our streams.
We had a few good games that you've done. You've done some God of War. You did some Ori.
So
we really liked the training videos on Madden. At least I did.
Yeah, and the last episode I did was the highest viewed episode. So they might all be sitting there waiting. Who knows?
Oh, my unboxing video was pretty good.
And didn't you
but
guys
that
do?
wasn't a stream.
Didn't you guys do a late hours dreams? I watched that on Twitch.
So,
where's that on the Taking Games?
It's on the Taking Games channel.
Okay.
We posted a couple days ago.
Okay, good.
If you don't know what the after hours is, kind of be like just like something that we might all do, or if Jared comes, or we'd be up late, stream a game, just a random game, and just have like a little. That's kind of like our group stream playlist of our, and it's gonna be late at night. So that's kind of our after hours. Maybe a couple of adult beverages. We're feeling pretty good. So that's kind of the idea behind that.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good stream you guys did with Dreams there last week. So that was kind of cool.
No, it was fun. Me and Eric were talking about it behind the scenes, and it was bless you.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. And you're like, did I really say that? Like, why the fuck would I say that? Like, why am I dancing? Like, I don't know. But no, they're fun. So they won't come every week, but that's the joy of it. Is that we can even do like one like online. And like a good game with Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight, where you have a more cooperative game, and we all be on the party chat, whatever. Yeah. So we're still kind of working through that. But that's kind of like cool. I guess that's the updates on our own personal streaming.
Yeah, I know that I'm doing a good job of streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the given time, 8 p.m. Eastern. But I don't usually do as good with posting them that same night. I'll try to do better with that. I haven't posted my latest King's Quest VI one. I really, really like that game, so I'm glad I got to do it. But I had to cut it short because I didn't save at one point. And I was trying to save the game because I knew there was going to be a death part coming up that I wanted to show people. But instead of that, I ended up loading to the previous save I did. So I was in load game instead of save game. And then I was like, I don't want to replay through this whole thing again. This whole part again, so I just cut the stream off at that point. But it was still a good stream.
We'll check it out when you post it.
That's right. So that's the streaming news. Now we'll get into the gaming news that we've seen this week. First, let's start with the PS4. So according to Gamatsu, they are at 96.8 million consoles sold worldwide. We're thinking that number is. They're nearing that vaunted 100 million console mark, which only a few consoles have been able to reach. And I think both PS1 and PS2 both hit over 100 million.
Correct.
So yeah, PS4, even if they are in a steady decline as they're moving towards PS5, the thought is they should hit that 100 million mark. I think the other ones that have hit 100 million was handhelds. Yeah, Nintendo DS, Game Boy Color, and then the Wii.
Nintendo.
So yeah,
well,
and no Xbox and no Microsofts on that list.
No, they're not. I'll let Eric go first. If any initial impressions on those news.
I think I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest, coming into the generation. I didn't think they were going to be putting up those kind of numbers, but that's good.
What makes you say that? Well,
I thought
what made you think that back
I thought
then?
PS3 they weren't as smart, launching the PS3, and I thought it was going to kind of be like the same thing with PS4, but it seemed like they did a lot better job of, marketing PS4 and putting a good price point on it and everything, so I think they did a much better job, because for PS3 my hopes were kind of down. I actually bought an Xbox One to start the generation, so didn't you too?
No, I bought my Xbox One. No, I was in college when the 2013 the releases came out, and I wasn't really into video games then.
Yeah.
But then the first console I bought this current gen was a PS4. So, and then I bought Xbox One in 2015. So it's 2014 for the PlayStation, 2015 for my Xbox One. then my Switch obviously was 2017. I guess my impressions on that is that's great. It's got a good point that Sony is really winding down maybe their shipping of all their PS4s while they focus on getting dev kits out to third parties, to any third party studios that want one for next gen. So they're gonna pass 100 million. And these are the reports from the Sony fiscal year ending of 2018. So their fiscal year ends in March 31st of 2019. So it went from April 1st, 2018 to March 31st, 2019. So that's great. That's great for Sony, and I know their PSN numbers are up. So that's good for them. They're gonna be maybe in the top 5 of best consoles sold of all time. So they're still gonna manufacture these PS4s probably well into the next generation too. Especially as the prices go down, and maybe they can get them into any third world countries or other developing countries that it's too expensive for them right now. Mm-hmm. So that's great news.
What actual consoles are ahead of them too? Because they have Game Boy.
The PlayStation 2 is
them. Those are basically the ones.
PlayStation
2 is the best-selling console of all time.
Yeah.
Nintendo DS is number 2.
As a handheld?
The Wii's up there. The Wii's I think they're gonna pass the Wii.
Yeah.
I don't think the Wii's that much ahead of the PS4 right now. Mm-hmm. The handhelds, Game Boy. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think those were all of them that were at the 100.
Yeah, I know the DS and the PlayStation 2 were.
So basically just a Wii and then PS2 obviously. But
plus handhelds too.
There's no way they're gonna catch PS2. Nobody's ever catch PS2.
Nobody's gonna catch up to the PS2. I doubt it. Unless the world doubles in population and then most of the people just start becoming gamers or whatever.
I mean, the near future, no one's catching up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, so that's the news on Sony for their console news. Xbox also released some news. They didn't give any specific console numbers for how many they've sold or anything.
Shocking.
But Microsoft did release that hardware sales of Xbox Ones slipped 33% year over year from 2018 to 19. But there was some good news. Their software sales for third-party software games and subscriptions increased 5% from last year. And then monthly active users on Xbox Live are at 63 million, which is up 7% year over year. So they're still maintaining a healthy active user base, whether it's between Xbox or PC. And it's good to see that there's software because obviously they are trying to become, as you say, more of a software company than hardware, whereas Sony's more of a hardware company.
So Xbox, they've always been like a software company, going back to when they started with Windows, and that's their bread and butter. They're good software people. That's why I guess a lot of people, myself, are kind of excited about their xCloud and
the streaming service.
We talked a lot about how many data centers they have, and if it's one company that knows what they're doing when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's Microsoft.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's as they focus, like I said before, I think Xbox is really moving away from hardware. They're going to create next gen consoles.
I think they're going more the way of like Google with their Stadia. I guess there might be. I don't even know. I feel like it will be more towards the Google Stadia, where I don't even know if they're going to have a next console with all the fancy stuff in it, like the Sony PlayStation will.
Yeah, it's like I really think that after this gen that they're going to be. If not, they might not leave making hardware, but it won't be their main focus. They've been harping on Game Pass and Xbox Live, especially Game Pass. Every single presentation that they have, they talk about Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that's how they want to get, that's how the majority of the revenue comes from. And I think Sony's a better hardware developer personally. Not to knock Xbox, they have the most powerful console in the market, but it seems like Sony's always been a hardware, that's their bread and butter with TVs. And with phones and with
Blu-ray,
the creation of the Blu-ray which they own that, and then obviously their consoles, which have always been kind of one step ahead every generation of their competition. So and obviously Nintendo is kind of both, I guess. They're more of an intuitive, creative company. So But yeah, that's good for Xbox, I guess.
Yeah, Eric, what are your thoughts on that? Like, are you more with me where they're gonna like leave the hardware stuff behind and just like focus on the streaming to compete with Google, or do you think they'll still kind of
Well, I think
remain a little bit in the console market?
yeah, I think we'll still see another gen of a console
Mm-hmm.
from Xbox, but I do think they're leaning more towards heading in that direction. Obviously, they don't want to do as much physical stuff. They just released a digital console, and I don't know. Like, wish they would be more open about like their numbers too, because I would like to see like their console numbers. Because I don't think they've released them since like 32 million.
Yeah,
or
it would
something
be
like
interesting. Like I said, there's 63 million active users, but that could be between PC too. So
that. No, I think you said their subscriptions and stuff are up like 5%. I mean, obviously, I think Game Pass has a lot to do with that because a lot of people are starting to jump on the Game Pass, which is a good thing. It's good.
It's a good service.
Yeah, it's a good service. So.
A lot of good games on there.
But yeah, I just wish they'd release the numbers a little bit more and let us see more in depth what they got going on. Sony's real open about that.
Yep. So that's it for that. I don't think that Nintendo has released anything sales numbers wise. I don't know when their fiscal year ends or anything like that. So we don't really have much to report. We don't really have much to report in terms of that for Nintendo. So we'll jump into some individual games. For Sony, Death Stranding, Kojima had a panel, I think on Friday. I read a news story in Game Informer, and he talked a little bit about the game, how it's going to be focused on connections is the main focus. And that means like your connections to the characters and the story, like it's a meaningful like story, and it's going to leave an impact on you. So that's kind of cool to hear, because I know you're a big fan of those types of games, adventure games with the story where you connect to the characters. And he said that he hopes that more information will be announced for the game in the next month. So that suggests that they will have maybe a state of play in the next month, maybe closer to the E3 time range, that they'll have something to share with people. Since Days Gone is out, maybe their next focus is on Death Stranding. So that was cool. And we still don't know when this game's going to come out. I still think it'll probably be in 2020. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see it coming up for 2020 though.
I think I counterpicked that in our fantasy draft.
I should have.
Well, I mean, you don't get any points for counterpicking a game that doesn't come out, so nothing's gonna beat Anthem, I don't think, as far as.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of out of it because of Anthem. Like I have to make up like 20 points basically, because I got -9 for that.
Got points taken away from me.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was what, like your fifth round pick or fourth round pick or something?
Fifth round.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. But at any rate, Madden.
It's always nice every episode trying to take Scott Anthem.
During the.
You only got like 7 more months of this, guys.
Yeah,
until the end of the year. And then the NFL draft was this week, and during the first day of the NFL draft, on ESPN, they announced that Patrick Mahomes will be the cover athlete for Madden 20. So anybody who's a fan of sports games or the Madden games in particular, that's kind of cool. He was the MVP of the league last year.
Yeah, my fantasy league.
It's not too surprising. I kind of expected that he would be the cover
Any
athlete.
announcement if he would be a keeper?
He ain't being a keeper now with that Tyreek Hill shit going on.
Yeah, that was sad, isn't it? That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, poor, my dad had Tyreek Hill on his team, so
Good.
It's kind of unfortunate
You,
for him.
He's gonna keep AB and Mr. Big Chest.
Well, doesn't he have Fournette now too? Or is that?
He did, but he traded
Sean
Fournette to Sean. So So yeah, that's our.
Gift
We
from
have our
Daddy, here
fantasy
you go.
fantasy
Boy.
football draft.
Hey Sean, here's a learn for now.
yes.
Take them. Good luck in the playoffs.
Fuck.
Yeah, that one didn't get.
It's conspiracy with the Mills.
Yeah, that one didn't get rejected, but we had a couple other issues with people
Thank God mine got
rejecting
rejected, though.
trades.
Thank you, Brett, for voting to reject my trade.
I thought I think I approved yours. I think Dominic.
Well, I had like 4
Spirit.
people that voted against it, so
Maybe
thank you, Scott, and one of you guys must have done it. But that saved my season for me, so thank you.
Alright, back to video game news.
So yeah, we've talked in previous episodes about battle royale games and debated like whether they're taken over and maybe other games will not be at the forefront because of the success of battle royale games. Respawn they've announced that they're delaying Titanfall to work more on Apex Legends. So Eric, I know that you've played Apex Legends quite a bit and that you played the Titanfall game. So are you happy about this, that they're spending more time on Apex Legends?
I'm torn on this because, I liked the Titanfall series. I thought Titanfall 2 was a lot better than Titanfall 1. And I was getting pretty excited for Titanfall 3. And like you said, I played a lot of Apex Legends, but that was only for like the first 3 weeks or the first month or so. And I haven't touched it really since. And it's basically because they weren't updating it like fast enough. So I mean, it's good for Apex Legends because I think that's a good game, but it just hasn't been updated fast enough. So it's good for Apex Legends, bad for anybody who likes Titanfall. So I mean, I guess it just depends on what your taste in game is. But yeah, I'm kind of torn on it because I like both games. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Apex Legends has been really successful for them, so they're gonna do what more people are enjoying right now instead of risking making another game that.
I'm sure they're
really
making tons of money off of off of Apex too.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure tons of people download that. I've already bought like $20 worth of DLC on that game. So.
And then, Brett, do you have any thoughts on that?
Not really. I mean, we know that Respawn has multiple teams. One's working on Jedi Fallen Order, and then there's kind of like their online team or whatever. I'm not sure how they're split out. If there's an AU team or
Well, they said they got one working on Jedi Fallen Order, and then the rest is working on either Titanfall or Apex. So
I mean, I think Respawn is smart. Let them get out Jedi Fallen Order first, and then maybe circle back to Titanfall 3. So Apex is still probably making them a lot of money. I mean, I don't know about the numbers, but did Fortnite kind of recoup back what they lost from Apex?
I would assume so, but
I know Fortnite has a whole end game
Apex
connection.
is still solid, but it's not.
It's not gonna have the.
It's probably dipped down, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know if it has the staying power that Fortnite currently has. Fortnite's getting updated with huge seasons, a lot of content, a lot of cosmetic shit that a lot of kids or whoever plays the game enjoys. So
They got into the space first, and it's gonna be hard to take them down.
Yeah, but speaking of Jedi Fallen Order, somebody picked up Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order in our video game fantasy team. Was that you, Eric?
Yeah.
You picked them up?
Yeah.
So your team is you have a full complemented team.
I'm not the only one who will compliment the team.
Oh yes, Brett, I did see you picked up a game called Concrete Genie.
yeah.
So can you explain a little bit more about that game? I don't really know anything.
So Concrete Genie was shown at, I believe it was either PSX or E3 a couple years ago, and it's a game made by Polyopus, and it's a first-party studio from Sony. So it's gonna be Sony exclusive to PlayStation 4, and it's a game where it seems like it's a bright, colorful world, and it looks like you play as like a character who's a kid who's kind of like been being bullied in school, and he has like a very creative mind, and he has the ability, I'm not sure if it's like magic or some type of like special tool he has, that he can like draw stuff like on outside walls and shit, and I guess it comes to life. So it's kind of like it seems like it's gonna be a cute a cute story about a kid who's I guess fighting back against bullies, and So I was picturing something that Eric would do when he was in grade school. Like,
well, that was pretty much the main focus of their
state of play.
State of play.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it looks like it looks like a fun game, and
Is there a set release date for it?
I think they said it's coming out. I believe I talked about this on our State of Play reactions video.
Okay.
It's coming out in the fall of this year.
Okay.
I think maybe it's in November or something. So it's coming out in the fall this year.
Okay. So that leaves just me and Jared with pickup games that we can still pick up. I still have one slot, and Jared still has both of his slots. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna wait until E3, see if there's anything that gets.
Well, Halo is quite good for
then,
Jared jumps on.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I want to see some more at E3 if they're gonna show some on that, and we still don't even have a confirmed 2019 release for that. So, yeah, I definitely want to wait for
Cyberpunk,
E3.
that didn't stop you from Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Cyberpunk, I thought for sure that it was coming out in 2019. And
Wait, are you walking
just
back from
based
that
on-
now?
So stepping back?
No,
Yeah, he's like walking back from it.
No, I'm just saying that I thought that it was a done deal, and I found out that it doesn't even have it's not
But
confirmed
grant.
2019.
But what about the grant?
So yeah, that's right. I still think it'll come out in 2019, but see, this one I have to deal with for the next 7 months.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Well,
Yeah, no doubt.
probably be out before something.
I'm gonna be so happy if at E3 they come out with the release date in 2019. I'm gonna be like, I told you it's so.
No, I'll be
February.
I'll be happy it's coming out this year, but then I'll be upset because we'll be making fun of Scott anymore, and then my team's fucked because I counterpicked it. So that game would score in the 90s. So yeah, my team would be dead in the waters.
Yeah, so I want to talk. There were 2 games that came out that we had drafted, and Mortal Kombat 11. I drafted that. I think in the 4th round, or it was something around there, or 6th round maybe. And that's sitting at an 83 right now on OpenCritic. So I'm happy with that score.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have done a little bit better, but I think there were some issues that some reviewers had with the real world currency market. I don't know much about the game. I haven't picked it up, or I don't really plan on playing it. But yeah, those games are always pretty successful fighting game genre games.
So yeah, they're always pretty much a given. They get some kind of solid score, at least over an 80. So yeah, I'd be pretty happy with an 83. But I don't really fuck with fighting games at all, except for maybe Smash Bros. But other than that, I don't really screw with those.
Yeah, I think I've gotten the Injustice games before. Those are kind of cool because it's the superhero stuff. I like superheroes, but
I'll play some Dragon Ball games too, but
yeah. So I was happy with that, and then Days Gone. That's the other one that came out this week, and it got pretty mediocre scores. Brett had drafted that game. What was it? It was your third round selection, and that it was at a 72, but I actually looked before we started the Gamescast, and it fell back down to a 71. So, yeah, so he's got a 1 pointer on that one. Nobody counterpicked it.
Oh, wait, what? Now it shows
71.
71.
Yeah.
That's what this is. 72. What the hell?
somebody else put a review out, obviously.
Dude,
It's up to 90 critic reviews.
yeah, people. Yeah, okay, whatever.
So we're gonna talk a little bit more
Haters.
about this because
Yeah, the haters.
both Brett and Eric were able to pick up copies of it. Brett canceled his original collector's edition when he saw the reviews.
Yeah, reached out to Sony for a review copy, and they said no.
Yeah.
So
But you guys are still able to get copies of the game that you're able to try out. So we're gonna go into our main topic, which is Days Gone impressions.
how about we have Eric go first?
So you guys have both played, what would you say, about 5 to 10 hours?
Oh, not even.
I'm definitely a lot further than Brett into the story.
Okay.
I'm about 3 hours in.
Okay,
I'm
so you're
about
3 hours. You're
5 hours.
5 hours.
You said it was
Okay.
4.
4 or 5, yeah.
Okay, 4 or 5. Okay,
Brett
so
said
Eric,
two.
yeah. So
No.
what do you
It's
think
been
so
an hour
far?
yesterday.
What do I think so far?
Yeah.
I think the reviews are pretty fair. I mean, most of the people are giving it around a 7 out of 10, and I mean, this isn't. People need to like realize like when you get like a 7 out of 10, that's not a bad score. That's like I think most sites consider that a good game, and people pretty much they see these 7 out of 10s and they're like, oh well, this game sucks. It's not a fucking 10 out of 10, but no, it's just not a fucking like Red Dead Redemption or fucking God of War. Like everyone expects every game to be like that good. No, this is like I would compare this to like maybe a Far Cry. Basically, like it kind of reminds me of playing Far Cry.
Yeah, it's very close to the latest Far Cry game that came out this year. That had a 73 on the OpenCritic. So.
I don't think any of us played that Far Cry New Dawn, but.
Can I say something really quick on that point you mentioned about this isn't a Red Dead Redemption 2 or God of War? Do you think that this game, being a Sony first-party game, do you think the expectations of Sony's other first-party games hurt this game? In terms of like, do you think there was too much hype over Spider-Man, Last of Us, and God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, you could kind of say that because I mean the last game that they had that wasn't reviewed like well that I can think of is like The Order of 1882 and
1886.
1886, whatever the fuck it is. I didn't fucking play that game because it got reviewed so bad, but like they've had so many good games in a row that yeah, I think the hype train could have been a little bit too high for this game, but it's a solid game. I mean, it reminds me of Far Cry. It's like a third-person Far Cry basically with zombies in it, and it's cool. Like you go around collecting stuff, and you're just doing all these missions and whatnot. And like I said, I've gotten like 5 hours into it. I think one of the big downsides people have been saying is like it gets too repetitive further in. So I'm probably not far enough in to get to that point where I'm like, oh, this is getting repetitive. But I mean, all the missions to me have seemed pretty fresh so far. And
would you say that gameplay at all is similar to The Last of Us? Because I was watching you play when I came in today, and when I came in, and I was like, wow, this looks a lot like Last of Us. Like you're sneaking around, you have like your melee weapon, you can bash the enemies with. You're trying to avoid the
it's pretty
live people.
It's pretty similar gameplay wise. Yeah, it's a lot like the same controls and whatnot, but Last of Us isn't like rated well on the gameplay. Like, that's not a gameplay driven game. That's more of a story driven game. So I'm sure the story probably doesn't match up nearly as well with Last of Us. It's probably why it didn't review so well. But there's other little things in the game though that I could see why they would not get on the reviews, like just some of the animations and stuff. Like when you throw stuff in the hive, you start seeing these zombies just appearing out of nowhere, running at you. Like they don't even come out. Like
what's a hive?
Like when you throw them off.
No, but what's a hive? Like, for our audience purposes.
Well, that's just like where they hibernate or whatever. I guess during the daytime, I think they hibernate, so they're all in the hive in the daytime. You gotta throw the Molotovs in there and get them all running out of there, burn them out. But yeah, when they come out of that, they kind of just appear out of nowhere and start running at you instead of like kind of climbing out, which it's just little stuff like that. And the facial animations sometimes seem like they're a little bit off. As far as like the missions go, sometimes they'll have you doing these missions and they don't give you like any sort of indicator of where you should go. So I'm like trying to like run around for like 10 minutes on some of these missions in this little ass area, and I can't find whatever I'm looking for. So you saw this guy because you were watching me.
Yeah, because you were trying to find your next objective.
Yeah, I was just trying to find like the statue at this place, and like I literally ran around for like 10 minutes trying to find it, and it was in this little area, and I just couldn't find it.
Okay, so for you, last question: you bought the game on GameStop, and when did you buy it?
Well, Thursday night I got it.
Thursday night, so Friday night, Saturday night. Oh, so are you doing the 48-hour return policy?
No, I think I'm gonna pass on it. I think this is a good game. I think I might actually. This might be a game I'd beat, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, that's
shocker for Brett, but
that's a shocker.
We'll see. It depends on how long it is. I mean, it might get repetitive later on, but I'm enjoying it for now. I don't want to get rid of it right now.
Okay. Brett. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, so I'm only a few hours in, less than Eric.
Okay, so a lot of points that Eric mentioned, I agree with. I guess for me, number one, the world of Oregon that the game takes place in. I think it looks great. I think it's actually pretty cool. It's like I think they do a really good job of making it like this post-apocalyptic world. There's not a lot going on. There's no like from what I've seen, there's no big cities that you go to. It's mostly just like these like little camps or these camps from a company, not a company, it's like an organization called like Nero, Nero. And it's kind of like the place where you go to turn on some like generators, and if you like activate these camps, you get like I think skill points basically. Like they
Skill upgrades, like you can upgrade your health. Your
yeah,
stamina,
so you get to like active. It's kind of reminds me of like towers and like Far Cry, but instead of like opening up the map, it's more so just like to boost up your health, stamina, or your focus. And your focus is just kind of just like you play Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like the same thing where you press on R3 and then you can like see different items that are like in the world. There's a lot of collectibles. It's kind of overwhelming.
Okay.
I think the map, let's go back to the collectibles first. So there's over like 200 collectibles, and I think you need the majority of them for the platinum trophy. And there is a bunch of stuff. It's like a big, a lot of stuff is in there to be able to craft items.
Okay.
So it's kind of just like any other game that has crafting. It doesn't seem like too in depth. It seems like just like, hey, like on your wheel, your crafting wheel, you know, you don't have to like memorize. You know, oh, you need this with this. You don't. You know,
as long as you have the
as long as you have the recipe, you can craft it. So that's pretty easy. It's nothing. You know, a lot of stuff I'm picking up, I don't even read what it says because it pops up really quick and then it's gone. So they're like, oh, whoa, I just picked up some, you know, I have a chance to create 3 Molotovs, so I craft those. The one thing so the crafting, like, if you enjoy crafting, this is up your alley. There's a lot of stuff you can craft. You know, it just seems kind of repetitive.
Okay.
With all you have to craft everything. It seems like you can't craft like from what I've seen, you can't craft ammo. You only besides like for your crossbow. But you can't craft like actual like, ammo, so you either keep on either finding it in the world or go to one of your camps and purchase ammo. The one thing I don't like when it comes to kind of on the same line is the whole like bike mechanic, where you only have like you have like a full tank of gas, but then as you're driving around or even if you fast travel, you waste gas.
Okay.
And you need your bike for majority of everything. It seems like these are missions that you need your bike to be able to complete the quest. And so if you run low on your gas, you go out in the world and go find gas and bring it back and press circle and fill it up.
Well, they have gas stations throughout the map too, though.
Yeah, but let's say
they have them marked like you were saying, like is it easy to find them? Like
they have them marked on the map once you find. I'm assuming once you find them, but
it seems like you know if you run out of gas in the middle of nowhere, like how.
Well, you can fast travel somewhere.
Now you don't have any gas.
Oh, you can't?
Because fast travel isn't gas.
sounds like you've run
Yeah.
So have you ran out of gas
Yeah.
already? That's happened to me.
Because it's like
That's like gas tank.
yeah. The only time it tells you like the percentage is whenever you're off the bike and you're actually like facing your bike.
Well, they have like a little symbol.
They have a symbol, but it's like it's super small though. It doesn't give you a percentage at all. It's like super small. A lot of stuff on that UI, the user interface, in terms of like your HUD, is super small. It's kind of just hard to like decipher what is what. I hate the minimap because I could not find like a legend to understand what these symbols mean on the minimap. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but it just seems there's a bunch of stuff everywhere, and in terms of like plants and mushrooms and stuff you can pick, and you don't even use those for crafting. It seems like you just sell them to the merchant. Did
you like unlock the focus ability or whatever to see that on your minimap?
Yes.
I haven't unlocked it yet.
Yeah. So they don't actually have like skill trees, so to speak. They just have like skill like tiers. It seems like.
Yeah.
Where depending on
you have to unlock a certain number of skills before you go to the next tier.
Right, exactly. So so they have like that RPG element right there. You don't have per se like levels. You just have like you have an experience.
I think it's just
circle.
like a skill level.
Yeah, it's basically like
Okay.
Yeah, that tells you how far away you are from getting another skill point, and that's in your top right hand corner. So there are RPG elements like that. I actually think it's cool you use your touchpad to cycle through. You don't have to keep on clicking like the start button to
I
like.
like the menu.
Yeah, so you use a touchpad. You can go left to your inventory, like right, like swipe on your touchpad. You can go up for the storylines and what quests you have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way they have the missions laid out, and the reason is because
It's weird.
it's like, which one am I supposed to do? Like, I did a mission.
I wish it would show like how many meters away or whatever. Like most.
Yeah,
Most
they don't.
games do.
They don't show. So like, you can look at the map, and then you kind of hover. They show like the different quest points on your map.
Yeah.
But like when you're actually in the map, in the mission select menu,
Yeah.
it doesn't tell you that, and
Yeah.
it doesn't tell you like what skill level you should be to do this. Because I got destroyed on a mission. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this one. This was only 150 kilometers away, and or 150 meters. And I go up there, and I get my
So you have
I get my
the
thing
open
pushed in.
world,
What are you
but then
planning on?
certain places are. Yeah, so that was the next
Oh,
question.
yeah.
Was difficulty? Is it really hard? Like, can you change? So there's 3 difficulty levels.
Easy, normal, and hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how have you guys? You're playing on normal too, right?
Yeah, I haven't had really any issues at all.
Yeah, I got my thing
Okay.
pushed in. But
I haven't died yet. I don't think once, but
Okay.
I've
I
had
failed a
like,
mission.
I failed missions like on
Okay,
stupid
so-
shit like going outside.
So
the
there
mission
is some
zone, but-
thinking you have to do. There's some challenge to completing the
Yeah,
missions and
yeah.
stuff. but-
Well, there's one right now I'm doing where I'm supposed to be like sneaking around past these guys and like it doesn't show me where I have to go. So I'm like, I keep
Yeah,
getting
that's
caught.
another complaint. I mean, I agree with you there. Like, it's like, hey, go here and activate this generator. And it's like, well, the first thing you do, like, okay, what do I do?
It keeps telling me like you're going out of the mission zone. It doesn't have like any highlighted mission zone or anything like that, and it doesn't have like any highlighted area you're supposed to be looking at. Like you just spawn at the spot and then you're supposed to find stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like, how far away is it? Like
The missions seem broken in that way where it's super difficult to complete a quest if you don't know exactly what you're looking for
Okay.
or where it's at. The thing I don't like, I'm really bored of, I'm really irritated with, is all the freakers that are around. I understand it's kind of like the mechanic of the game, but it seems like everywhere you look there's a freaker and like they're messing around and they kind of get in your what. I mean, I guess that's like the mechanic of the game is there's supposed to be like, you know, tons of them around, but it seems like, man, like it seems like the resources are not that readily available like, in terms of like ammo and
yeah, I've basically been doing all melee attacks.
yeah, it's like you might as well just do melee. Like you can kill one, that's fine, but when you start getting like 20 of them, like when I died at one of the Nero stations I was trying to activate,
Yeah.
of course there was a horde there and I couldn't even do it. And it
Well, I
was
haven't
stupid.
ran into a horde yet. So
But here's the
that's
thing, you
fine.
can like when you do these like those like camps or those Nero stations, you can like climb to the top and 'cause if you activate the generator,
Yeah.
it sounds like those like alarms and that's when all the zombies, the freakers like freak out and come over and but you can cut those wires, but it doesn't like actually go off when the generator starts up.
Well, I just drove out of there. I got my shit.
Yeah,
taken away.
well, I couldn't even get the gas into the generator because all the horde just randomly showed up. I didn't do anything. I didn't like activate anything that would have been loud. I was just standing there, and then all of a sudden they're climbing over and they push my dick in, and I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like, I died there, and I wasted. And it seems like you don't keep anything. If like you die for like a last save point, nothing's like it's not automatically saving every single time. It seems like.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I haven't actually died. I've just failed missions, but
Yeah. And then one mission
Yeah,
I died when
checkpoints for those.
I died because okay, so it's 2 things that happened to me today. One, I got stuck. So back to like the bugs, I got stuck on a tutorial mission. I had to restart my game.
Really?
There was like a tutorial message. I got my bike and it said, you need to acquire NOS to make your bike go fast or whatever, and you get nitrous oxide for your bike and as like a boost. And I couldn't. And it said like, you have to hold down all the buttons to do anything. It's not like a click of a button. You got to hold. Circle or hold square to do like the different like mechanics in the game. So to exit out of the message, you had to hold down X, and it would not let me hold down X. I couldn't do anything. I was like stuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks, Ben Studio. So I had to like, close my game out, restart it, and then it was fine. But that was a pain in the ass. And I was doing that biker mission whenever you're chasing a one guy.
You download the update though, right?
Yeah, it's
1.04.
1.04. Yeah.
Okay.
I downloaded it. That's why it took me so long to play it yesterday. And there's a mission where you had to chase this guy on your bike. So if you were out of gas, you were fucked. You really failed the mission. But it was you had to follow him. I don't remember doing that one.
I did that mission.
And you had to shoot him.
Luckily, I fueled up right before I did
Yeah.
that mission, just by random.
Well, I had enough gas, but you had to like shoot the bike to like knock him off.
Yeah.
and I was like, he was maybe like a quarter away with his bike being destroyed or whatever, and the game was saying, like, I ran out of ammo, and the game was like, hey, you gotta ram your bike into his bike to, like, well, listen to this. So I'm going down this path. I'm, like, right behind him. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get close, I'm gonna ram him and complete the mission. It was like an RKO out of nowhere. This freaker was, like, nowhere close, and it jumped, like, okay, so, like, I'm like right here. I'm, like, right here. And like the guy's like right here. The freaker comes out of nowhere, gets me off my bike. So I'm over there fucking with him, trying to melee him and kill him. Somehow my bike went from here all the way over there. All of it, somehow it happened. And then by the time I got to my bike, the mission failed because the other guy I was chasing was too far away. I was so mad. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
so I haven't ran into any bugs yet, so I can't speak on that, but I'm sure I will, based on what everyone's been saying.
but just to kind of like, I've been talking a lot about this game. I feel the same way with you, that I'm actually having a lot of fun playing with it, besides those kind of like different bugs and some of the points I've had. Like, the story is nothing to write home about because I really don't even like Deacon that much.
Yeah, he seems very bland. Like, he's just kind of there.
He's like, I guess I'll do this for you. I guess like, there's no like, you know, he let one girl. I don't know if you went to. Yeah, you probably did the part where he let that one girl live. They had like at one of those towers, and like that was supposed to be him like honoring his code or whatever they said. And yeah, it's like I really can't relate to Deacon St. John yet as a character. But in terms of
still early on.
the actual like the completing the mission, as soon as you complete them, is kind of like it makes you feel good, and I kind of don't mind the whole crafting thing. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and of course I want to go for the platinum trophy if I do buy the game. So it's you can do a lot of stuff over and over again. But it seems it can get addicting. Like, I didn't want to stop playing it this morning, to be honest.
Yeah, so you didn't actually officially buy the game, you just rented it from Family Video?
Yeah, from Family Video down the street. So I have it for 5 days. So if Eric keeps his, I might, if he was like, you know, not wanting to play it, I might just keep it downloaded, use his disc or whatever.
Well, sounds like he's going to be keeping it.
I would say, as my overall impressions right now, I will do, that might be my first video tomorrow, it's going to be Days Gone. But I think that if you really like games that have a lot of crafting, you like quote unquote zombies, or they call it freakers, and you like third person kind of action games, this is a game for you. If you want more of like a story driven game, or you want, I think that if you want really solid gameplay in terms of like shooting, this isn't for you. I think the gameplay is very clunky and it's not very accurate.
Especially driving that plate.
It's not that fun. The shooting mechanics are not fun. It doesn't feel like smooth or even accurate when I'm like holding the gun and shooting. Either just melee, like Eric said. Either just melee everything and not even use a gun, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's a weak point right there. Is that actual like gunplay sucks. Yeah, and you can only carry like you can't carry a rifle and a shotgun at the same time. From what I've seen.
Yeah, it's one side.
It's only one. Yeah, that's it.
And one special weapon,
right,
which I'm assuming is probably mostly like bows and stuff. But
right
now, all I have is a bow and a special.
Yeah, I have an AR and a crossbow and a sidearm. So you see a shotgun, you can't even grab that unless you want to drop your AR. So maybe
right. And then when you find like one of these other weapons that doesn't even have ammo, and it's like a pain in the ass finding ammo and stuff.
Yeah. So the gunplay is very weak. But again, like I'm having fun smashing zombies and stuff, and again, like there's a lot of there's a lot of upgradable stuff for your bike and for buying more guns at the camps and stuff. It's something in the game. Once you get into the swing of things, it's actually pretty addicting.
Yeah.
I would say if you want to buy it, again, if you like crafting and stuff like that, it's for you. If you want a good solid like action shooter, this isn't for you. If you want more of a story-driven game like Last of Us or God of War, this isn't for you.
So what's your best comparison of a game to it?
I think Far Cry is fair, but I think Far Cry shooting is better than this game.
Yeah,
I mean, Far Cry,
that's third person too.
Yeah,
so it's kind
and plus Far Cry is shooting is kind of like bread and butter. It's like an action for sure action game, and using a different variety of weapons, and I would consider maybe the world kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn.
That was another one I was kind
of with a Far Cry like. There's a lot more, I think. The map layout reminds more of Horizon Zero Dawn, but the different like things you gotta do, like the mission wise, maybe it seems more like Far Cry and stuff like that.
It's like a mix of Horizon
It's-
and Far Cry, which Horizon reminded me a little bit of Far Cry when I was playing that.
It's an average game, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
It's again, I think it's addicting. I think it's actually kind of fun, but it's not up to the what I've seen so far of a God of War or Last of Us Part 2, or even a Horizon Zero Dawn. 'Cause Horizon Zero Dawn was a great game with a great original story.
Yeah, like Eric was saying, like it's not like a great like every single person needs to play this game. You will have fun with it, like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. But it's a game like if you like the zombie games, if you like crafting games, if you like Sony exclusive games, like and you just want to try it out, like yeah, it's not like you're not gonna
all I
hate
see
it.
is like the gaming fans.
They're more
online.
targeted for like specific people, like if you like that genre.
And you see so many gaming fans online like hating on this game just because it got like a 7 out of 10. It's like it's a good game still. Like
Yeah,
Just- if
it's
you
not
wanna play
it's
it,
not
play it.
garbage like Anthem. If you get in the 6s, then
It's not like
garbage.
Anthem. It's not.
If you get in the 7s,
For me playing,
then it's
for me
okay.
playing Anthem, I don't even want to go back to Anthem. That game is so broken. It's not even fun.
yeah.
Again, you come back to the argument about what was fun with friends. Well, anything's fun with your friends. Like, because you and I you're talking about the game, you're talking about other bullshit that, and that was about, so, but it's not fun playing by yourself, trust me. Days Gone, you had to play by yourself, but it actually could be fun playing by yourself. Yeah, you don't need any, you don't need anybody in the room watching you play,
Yeah.
because the story is not that good
Yeah,
so
man,
far.
I've gotten like a good 3 hours into the day, so.
Yeah, I'm playing some more today for sure before we watch those Blue Jackets game 2.
That's right. So yeah, they lost a crushing defeat in game
Yeah,
1
fuck.
on overtime
That sucked.
because they were up until like 3 minutes in the game, and then Boston tied.
All those back-to-back goals, that was nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Too bad you weren't watching.
I was watching the draft, but yeah. So that's what I think. So if Eric keeps it, I do plan to keep. I want to keep on playing it. So I have it until Wednesday for my rental. So
Okay, I think that's all we had for this week to talk about. Stay tuned next week. I'm sure we'll have more exciting game news to go over. And
2 more weeks till
we're
Rage.
2 more weeks till Rage, and then another month, like month and a week until E3. So I'm sure in probably like 3 or 4 weeks we'll go over our E3 preview
our
stuff.
annual predictions.
Like
Good to that
those
time
are
of
always
year.
the fun. Yeah, that's always fun.
Too
So
bad Sony ain't gonna be there this year though.
Yeah, I'm not even watching.
I'm hoping.
Microsoft's
Well, I'm still holding out hope that they're gonna announce like a Sony. What do you call it?
State of Play.
State of play, like for the same week or something.
Mhm.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So thank you. If you like our videos, as always, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.
Like our videos.
Like the video, and
Leave
with
some
that-
comments in too.
Yeah, leave some
Nobody
comments.
ever
and
comments on our
Sean.
videos. Yeah, Sean.
So we'll catch you guys next week then.
Later.
Bye.